Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be making a multiplayer tap game using one of the Koji templates. This game is super fun to play with friends and it only takes a couple of minutes to build in Koji. I called mine Taco versus Pizza, but you can obviously theme it however you'd like. Let's go ahead and take a look before we begin the build. So we've got a start button here. One player will press the right shift key, the other player will press the left shift key. Once we press start, some music will begin playing. We've got a countdown and we press the shift keys. Once we get to the end, who will win? Taco versus Pizza. Once we win, we have a nice message that plays at the end. So that is the entire game. And again, this game gets super competitive. It's super fun to play. So let's go ahead, dive right in. We'll go to gokoji.com/templates and we'll scroll down and find the button war template. So let's go ahead and click on use template. We'll call this Taco versus Pizza. And we will begin creating our game here. So while the editor is loading, we can see it's getting all of our project files, it's starting the development environment, and it's setting up our dev server so that we can see that nice preview on the right-hand side of our editor. All right, it looks like the editor has loaded. We've got the preview loading on the right and our terminal here at the bottom. We can go ahead and close that out because we're not really going to be using it. Now this has some different sounds, some different images. We're going to change all of that in just a second. Let's go ahead and dive into our visual customization controls. First, we'll go into the colors. Now for the text color, I'm going to make my text black. For our primary color, which is the background of that button, I'll make it sort of like a peach color. For the color of player one, we'll go with maybe like a bright yellow color. That's looking good. And for the color of player two, maybe we'll go with like a bright green color. We'll save all of those. All right, that's looking pretty close to what we originally had. Now let's go ahead and dive into the game settings. So we want to name our app Taco versus Pizza. The start button we'll keep at start. We'll say tap on the characters to win. We'll say the same thing here. I'll just copy and paste that. And for the size of our players, I actually want to make this a little bigger for my game, so I'll make that 100. Now the win by number is how many taps you have to win by. So the difference between these two taps needs to be 5 or greater. We're going to make that a little more challenging. I'll make that 10. We will keep the length of the countdown to 3. And for our font, I'm just going to have a slightly different font. I found this one, Fredoka 1. So we'll copy the name of that and paste it in our font name. So it did change on the right. That's good. That means that the preview is working. Let's go ahead and change out these images. So for player one, I found this nice pizza character. So we're going to copy that URL. We're going to import it into Koji and rehost it. Only takes a few seconds. There we go. Now for player two, I found this nice taco image that we're going to be using. So we'll import that as well and rehost it. All right. Now let's jump into our metadata. I want to call this Taco versus Pizza. There we go. A competitive button mash game where a taco and pizza face off. There we go. Now for our share images, I'm just going to use that same taco image that we used before. So I'll just import the URL over and over. Now this is mainly used for the PWA support, which allows it to be installed on your desktop and it allows it to load faster in your browser. Okay, let's jump into the sounds here. Now for our background music, let's take a quick listen. Okay, this music's cool, but it's a little busy. I actually found some different audio that I'm going to upload from my desktop here. It's a nice little swing song. It's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit more friendly, so we'll go ahead and upload that. We're going to do the same thing for the score sound here, and I'll show you in just a second once this finishes uploading. So let's take a listen to the score here. So that's sort of like a coin, very video gamey. I actually want it to sound more like this. These two characters are tugging against one another in a game of tug of war. So I found this audio file. We'll take a quick listen. There we go. So that's a little friendly, sounds like a character's talking, so we'll go ahead and upload that sound. Let's take a look at our wind sound here. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll actually keep that wind sound there. So we have edited all of our customization controls. Let's go ahead and open this up in a larger window so that we can see how it looks. So when we open this up, here we go. We've got taco versus pizza. Let's start. And we've got some... Okay, this is interesting. So it looks like the music is not starting until after the countdown. So let's go ahead and close this window out and we will investigate why that is happening. So we're gonna dive into game, then we will dive into main.js and we will see what we can find. So here we're just importing all of our source files. If we go down, this is the initialization, the loading, it's creating and drawing all of the characters. So as we continue scrolling down, okay, so here we have our game countdown and here we have our gameplay. Now the creator of this template did a really good job leaving comments on this template. You can see here that we have this line of code that actually plays the music and it's happening when the game actually starts. I want the music to actually happen when the countdown starts. So I'm just going to cut this out and I'm going to paste it in the game countdown area. There we go. We'll paste that in there. Now we will save the file and we will go back to our preview and see if it changes anything. So let's go ahead and open our window back up. We'll click on start. There we go, and now it's playing during the countdown. That's awesome. Okay, so that's working very well. Let's go ahead and close this out and deploy our project. So we'll click on deploy project. We've got to give it a domain name. So I will call this taco versus pizza .withkoji.com, and now I'm going to click on deploy now and it's going to start deploying our project here. And basically what's happening now is it is compiling the project on a remote build server and then hosting that production bundle. We don't really have to worry about any of this, but it's just nice to know what is happening in the background when we click that deploy button. All right, and that nice sound means that it is all done deploying. We've got a nice link here. I will leave that link in the description below so that you can play this game for yourself. Let's go ahead and click to double check and make sure everything's working. So we've got a nice home screen here. We've got the start button. Let's go ahead and play the game. And the music's loading in the right spot. We've got both characters. They look awesome. And the taps are all working. Who's gonna win this one? Oh, it looks like it's Taco for the win. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more updates to the Koji platform. Also, feel free to follow us on social media at MadeWithKoji. I'll leave a link in the description to this game so that you can go ahead and play it for yourself. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.